Preservation Aviation, located in Burbank, California, was at one time the largest broker of antique aviation gauges and dials in the nation. Unfortunately, much of Preservation Aviation's supply, which was housed in a structure and an open yard, was contaminated with phosphorescent paint containing radium-226. The glow-in-the-dark gauges help pilots navigate at night.
Roger. Out.
The facility has been here since 1957 and was sold in 1996 to its current owner. Around that time, the current owner sent a large amount of material to a scrap metal yard, at which time it set off the radiation detectors and caused the site to come to regulatory attention.
Keeping workers safe throughout the cleanup was a top priority at Preservation.
From a health and safety perspective on the site, our biggest problem is contamination control. We want to keep the contamination in the hot zone. It's more of a problem than you would see at a lot of chem sites, mainly because you have radioactive materials mixed with all the dust on the site. In order to address this issue, we've set up a series of contamination control measures, including stringent decontamination for our personnel.
This program involves a frisking where we have a particular instrument that we look for contamination on the surface of their protective equipment, on their tools, and eventually on their skin itself. If we find contamination, it is removed, it is decontaminated.
Also, as part of the Contamination Migration Control Program, Coast Guard technicians conducted weekly alpha and beta radiation surveys in the support zone and on the street and the sidewalks in front of the site using a Ludlam floor monitor. Even with the stringent controls for radiation containment, workers still couldn't lose sight of basic safety priorities.
Everyone focuses on the chemical or the radioactive materials, but in reality it's the physical hazards that are the biggest threat. We have a forklift, heavy equipment, overhead hazards.
There's stuff stacked everywhere, all the way to the ceiling. The ceiling we're estimating is about 25 feet. There's aisles in there that have shelving units that are 15 feet tall that have literally thousands of drawers in them full of gauges.
Although decontamination on the inside of the building was conducted, an assessment of residual radioactive contamination on the structure indicated contamination levels in excess of the action level, resulting in the demolition of the structure. Even with an aggressive schedule and rigorous health and safety plan, the team at Preservation Aviation has accomplished its goal of remediating the site effectively and efficiently while protecting human health and safety.